Spatchcocking or butterflying a turkey is supposed to save you time. I want to know, how much time does it actually save you? We're going to run an experiment today where we're going to cook 2 turkeys. One the traditional way, whole bird, and the other one we're going to spatchcock or butterfly. I'm going to show you how to do it and how much time it will save you in the long run, so that your Thanksgiving dinner can go off without a hitch. It's turkey time, people. Let's get to it. Spatchcocking is basically a way that we're going to make this round object nice and flat so it cooks super evenly. The biggest problem with a whole bird is the fact that everything cooks at a different rate. And it's kind of like trying to cook a football. Like it's got a lot of surface area to it, but it also has a lot of internal area that needs to heat up as well. If we can flatten that thing out like a Frisbee, now we're talking about some quick cooking that's going to be more even. It's very, very simple. We're going to take our kitchen shears and we are going to go ahead and cut the backbone out of this turkey. We're then going to turn it over, flatten it out, and then it's pretty easy. A couple of things after that to clean it up, but it's that simple. All right, so first things are first. We are going to go ahead and take off any kind of plastic things that are keeping the legs together. We don't need these little thermometer things. They're very unreliable. Have you ever had one that popped up within like the first 20 minutes of your cooking and you're like, I don't know what to do now? Like can go. From here, we're going to take our bird and we're going to flip it over. Use our kitchen shears and go right down either side of the backbone right here. So we can start from the bottom. You can start from the top. You can start however you want. Take those kitchen shears, poultry shears. You're going through each side of that backbone, clipping through. Want to make sure we're on each side of the backbone and not going through it. So get here, we're going to clean up any things we didn't get through, any of the rib bones we didn't get through. So there is our backbone, which we will save for turkey stock. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these rib cages out of there. It'll just aid when we are trying to carve it. Again, everything gets saved for stock, but you see they kind of flap. There's like a little flap in between the breast meat and then the rib cage bones. So we're just going to go ahead and take that out. All right, next we're going to take this, it's called the keel bone. So it's that sternum kind of area that's right in between the 2 breasts, and we're going to take that out. So it's going to, again, aid everything in carving. So we're going to come down on one side, just release it a little bit with our boning knife. Careful not to go, we don't want to go through the front of the carcass here. We don't want to go in front. We just want to go and get a nice little bit, because basically that keel bone just kind of cuts into a V, and we want to go on either side and cut that V cut out of there. Again, it's a little bit extra work now, but it's going to make it so much easier when we're carving it, because there won't be a bone to really go through. Again, little cuts. This is the inside of the turkey, so no, it's not going to matter. But once you get here, you just kind of can use your fingers and pull that bone out of there. So again, that whole little breastplate right there, the whole little rib cage comes out. So then we're able to flip it over and go ahead, and now we have a nice, there's no bone in there, and we had to cut through a little bit of the wing joints, the shoulder joints. It pulls out the wishbone, but then here we go. That's what it's going to look like. We're going to go ahead and trim up some of the extra skin. This is our spatchcock turkey. That's going to look so good on a platter after we've roasted it. So we're going to make our compound butter to put underneath the skin. So here is our softened butter. It's about a stick. We got about a teaspoon of ground sage. Sage goes great with, you know, turkey and poultry, obviously. We got about a teaspoon of garlic powder. Again, these are estimates, guys, so you can add more or less depending on what you like. If you like a different recipe, go for it. Got some pepper. Maybe like a quarter teaspoon, half teaspoon, something like that. We got a little salt, of course. And then we will mix this together and get a nice compound butter. We're gonna put it underneath the skin, and that way it seasons the meat underneath the skin. All right, so for our turkey, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna loosen up the skin underneath the breast so that we can get the compound butter that we just made in here, next to the actual meat. It's hard because when you go ahead and you slice this thing after it's roasted, you may not get a piece of seasoned skin with the breast meat. So we want to make sure that we have as much butter touching the meat as possible. So we'll go ahead and we'll just take a hunk of butter and go ahead and get it right down underneath the skin. That way, as it cooks slowly, it will go ahead and baste that meat like automatically. We don't have to worry about will the meat have butter on it and will it have seasoning on it, because it's right there. It's right next to it. Like I said, we just kind of take our finger and underneath the skin, it comes off so easily, and there we go, just load it up. Next, we're gonna put this on a sheet tray, and then it goes into a 400-degree oven, and I'll put a thermometer in here so we can check the temperature as it goes. Next, I wanna show you how I traditionally prepare a whole bird. We're gonna compare how much faster it is to spatchcock a turkey rather than doing the whole bird. So let's see. So here's our whole turkey. Basically, both these turkeys were 12 pounds to start out with. So I wanted to show you for a control how long the 12-pound whole bird takes to cook also. So the way I always prep these is I do the same thing I did with the other one. I just take my finger and I go underneath the skin to try to make a little pocket on both sides. Just poke through. You don't want to poke through the skin. You just want to get in that little membrane that's underneath the skin. And then we're going to take our compound butter, same one we used with the last one, right? We're going to take little pieces of it and go ahead and put it underneath the skin. And the tightness of the skin will trap all that seasoning and all that butter. So we want that to happen. Once we're here, we're gonna coat it with a little bit of oil. The neck and the giblets and everything has been removed out of the turkey, so there's no, make sure that happens. You don't wanna roast the turkey with that in there. What is your worst turkey fail? What is your worst Thanksgiving fail? Put it in the comments. Tell me the story, because everyone's got a really bad fail. Like, oh my goodness, everything is ready. I pulled the turkey out and it's raw, or it's not ready at all. Nothing. But so tell me this. I want to hear the story. Let's commiserate in the comments about your worst turkey experience. Don't worry, it's a safe place here. We can talk about our failures, okay? We're safe. It's safe. It's safe. You're among friends. All right, we're gonna put this in a 400-degree oven. When this hits 150 degrees, 155 degrees, somewhere around in there, we'll go ahead and pull it, because that carryover cooking happens. So carryover cooking is that heat that's trapped inside the turkey radiates out, and it continues to cook the meat. So we can pull it out a little bit before we need to. Let's put them both in the oven, and I will see you when it's all done. So this is our turkey. Remember, it's 11 pounds. We cut out the backbone, spatchcocked it, and now we've let it rest. Man, that looks amazing. It smells great. We're still waiting on the whole turkey to finish in the oven, and we'll get to that in a minute, but here we go. Let's cut it open and see what we got. Because we took out that breastbone, we can just cut right in the middle of it. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. This is amazing. It is perfectly juicy. It is perfectly done. Hot. salty, delicious. So good, so juicy. Oh my gosh. I love Thanksgiving. Why do we only cook turkey once a year? We need to cook turkey more than once a year. You need to have like a practice round for Thanksgiving, but man, this is really good. I get a lot of questions about what kind of kitchen tools I use on a daily basis. So I went ahead and put them in a PDF file for you. All you have to do is click the link in the description or go to the QR code that's up here somewhere, and then I will send it directly to you, and you can have all of the products that I use on a daily basis. So just something to keep in mind, especially when we go in the holidays. Man, we need all the tools we can get to make sure our Thanksgiving, Christmas, all our holiday cooking is immaculate and perfect and easy. So go check that out. Thank you in advance. Let's get back to it. We have our two birds. We have the whole bird that we roasted, and then we also have the spatchcock one where we took the backbone out, flattened it out. And how did it come out as far as time goes? This one, the whole bird, took us 2.5 hours to get an 11-pound turkey up to temperature. This one, still 11-pound turkey, flattened it out. It only took 1 hour and 10 minutes. So we have had considerable savings of time. If you're doing Thanksgiving at your house, you know that that oven time is so precious. If you like this video, go ahead and check out the next one. I'm gonna go over 3 different ways that you can cook a Thanksgiving turkey without using your oven.